let's there are some slides which are left, and let's complete them. Okay, so I hope that now you can see the slides and they are visible to you. Excuse me. So that's we were discussing about different type of digital data and digital files and file types and data file compatibility we discussed. Okay, so if you remember, we also discussed sampling and quantization of the signal. So sample quality depends upon resolution of the sample and the sampling rate, and we posed two questions that which image and sound sample will have better quality, an image with 8 bits per sample or 24 bits per sample. So obviously the image with 24 bits per sample will have more information and thus the better quality. Similarly, the sound with 16 bits per sample will have more information and it will be having a better quality as compared to the sound with 8 bits per sample. And also, if you look at these two images, which image uses fewer bits to decide the color sample? So obviously, the more the colors are, it means that the more the better the quality of the images. Okay, so now another question from you is that if you look at this slide, so which image and sound sample will have better quality and why? So an image with 72 pixels per inch or an image with 300 pixels per inch. Also sound with 11 kilohertz frequency or a sound with 44 kilohertz frequency. Yes, 300 ppi. Yes, that is Omar, that is nice. Okay. So sound, what about sound? Why 44 kilohertz is giving better quality? Okay, again, I think everyone, about the sounds, we have two sounds. What is kilohertz? It is the frequency. So 44 kilohertz will give a better sound or a sound with 11 kilohertz. Okay, so which sound is better, 11 or 44? Ali says 44. Muhammad Al-Khatami, he says, okay, so obviously yes, 44 kilohertz has a better, auditory quality. Now the next topic is about digital encoding. So encoding means that we describe the data into some other format which is in the encoded format and which is not easily capable of anyone cannot easily decode that. And also we describe the data in some other format. So encoding is a description based encoding, and we can also have a command based encoding. So a detailed representation of the discrete elements that comprise the media is the description based encoding, whereas a set of instructions that the computer follows to produce the digital media is the route for a command based encoding. So description based encoding has some advantages and limitations. Similarly, command based encoding has some advantages and some limitations. The advantages of description-based encoding are that they represent natural scenes and sounds and supports detailed editing, whereas the limitation is that it produces larger file sizes and lose quality if they are enlarged. Whereas the command-based encoding, they have smaller file sizes and they are scaled without distortion and not appropriate for detailed photographs and natural sounds, and they require knowledge of music and vector image creation. Okay, so file compression, we can also compress our file. Is the process of re-encoding digital data to reduce the size of the file, and we can use different codecs for this. And codecs is a compressor and decompressor. So we have a program to compress a file into a smaller size and then decompress it to a usable form. And this program or the tool is known as the codec. So this compression can be lossy and lossless. Sometimes you lose the information when you compress. If you decompress, you will not retain the original data back. There will be some portion, some part which will be lost, and this will create some noise, a little noise. So this type is known as lossy compression. So the number of bits is reduced and some data is lost. And the lossy strategies include MP3 and JPEG compression. And then we have lossless, which is efficient encoding, reduce file size without loss of original data. And lossless strategies, they include RLE and GIF compression. Okay, so now you have to decide which of the compression is lossy or lossless. So choose a compression strategy which is best suited for photographs of a sailboat or an ocean. Should it be a lossy? We use lossy compression when if we have a slight distortion in the image, it doesn't matter. Okay, but lossless, we do not want any information to lose. So if there's a photograph of a sailboat and an ocean, so can you have a lossy compression with this? Yes, Umar, lossy, yes we can, good. Okay, a journal article which is explaining some nanotechnology. If we want to compress this journal article, would we go with lossy or lossless compression of this type of document? Lossless, yes. Umar, you are on fire today. Okay. Yes, information is very important. Very good, very right. Okay, so there is a tune of music that is 1812 Overture by New York Philharmonic Orchestra. So there is a sound tune, there is a music. So can you have a lossy or a lossless compression for this? For orchestra, for sound files, can we have lossy or lossless compression? Lossy, yes, Khatami. Muhammad, you are right. Okay, very good. So you guys are understanding the things very well. Okay, then we have a database of student names and addresses. Can we have a lossy or lossless compression? What type of compression can we have over here? Lossless, very good, Umar. Yusuf, okay, yes, lossless. Okay, then we have a video of hot air balloon flying over a cornfield. We have a video, any video, and we can have lossy. Very good. Excellent, excellent. So that's very nice. Okay. So then we also have, this is about all the lossy and lossless compression. Then we also have some error detection and error correction mechanisms. If there is some error in the digital data, we want to detect that error and we want to correct that error. So digital bits may be lost during transmission or damaged on storage media, such as, for example, if there is a media on your CD and the CD has a scratch, so it will be some information will be lost. And the communication line has some interference. For example, if there is some magnetic field around the communication lines, it will generate some strong interference, and due to that, some of the bits in the communication system will be lost. So there are several strategies to preserve data, and they may vary based on the application and the technology that we are using, and the importance of the data that you want to lose or you do not want to lose. So we have parity bits which help detect the error during the transmission. Okay, that's the transmission control mechanism. And we also have CDs which include redundant data to replace data when an error occurs. So now there are different advantages, and there are different advantages of digital information, or keeping your information in the form of a digital format. First of all, it is easy to reproduce without generation decay. Okay, you can easily reproduce that data, and you can edit and re-edit much easier than with the analog media. For example, if you have a photograph on your computer and you have photograph hanging on a wall, which one is more easy to edit? The one obviously on the computer. So you have integration of media using cut, copy, paste, and it is more efficient. And you can also have easy distribution over the internet, and everyone can be reached and can be sent the media. Then there are some challenges. For example, the file sizes, they are large sometimes. Sometimes the digital media is processor intensive. You need a lot of processing power. For example, in the case of rendering, when you make some when you create some 3D data animations, such as using Adobe this one Maya and 3D Studio Max. So you have to, after your graphics and your movie, you have to render that those scenes. Okay, so that those are very much graphics and processor hungry. Yes, some are 4D as well. Okay. Abdul Rahman, CD means the compact disc that we are talking about. Okay, some media, they also require high bandwidth to distribute on the network. For example, a high quality HD video, it will require more bandwidth. And then we also have a concern for longevity of and future accessibility of the digital data. Till how much time can we access? Can we use this digital data? For example, if you go back to 20 years ago, maybe you have some friend or some family members who have their wedding movies made into the VHS cassettes, the tape drive cassettes, which were run on VCRs. But now, after I think maybe 10 or 20 years, it will be very, very hard to find VCR on any shop or maybe on any market. Okay, so VCRs are gone, so how will you play that media? So the longevity of the media is also important. Okay, so let's summarize the things that we discussed. We discussed analog versus digital media, the symbols and binary codes, data versus information, files and how they are contained, and digitization process, which included the sampling and quantization processes. And then we discussed about description and command-based media. Then several compression strategies were discussed. And in the last, we discussed error correction and detection and advantages and challenges of digital data. Okay, so that's it for this week, and I hope that you are enjoying this course, and it's very easy, and the number of slides are also not too much. Okay, so go through the slides. If you have any questions, you may please ask. And for this course, I won't upload the slides separately. They are the ones which are already provided on the Blackboard. I may give you the PowerPoint versions, and I can make a folder for that, and I will inshallah add them soon. And you can also access the ones which are available with you through the Blackboard system. Okay, any questions? Okay, thank you everyone. You can sit and revise your lecture, and if you have any questions, you can ask me. You can type it in here. Those who do not have any questions and they want to leave, they may leave if they wish to.